Hi children, this tutorial is going to explain the cookies and session tracking functionalities of PHP. So before going to the details of cookies, first let's see what is meant by a session and all. So session is actually the time span during which the browser interacts with the server. So a session begins with the connection establishment with the server, and the session ends either when the browser is terminated or the server terminates the session because of the client inactivity. So the length of the time that a server uses as the maximum time of inactivity can be configured while configuring the server. So this time span, that is the default maximum time span of inactivity for the Tomcat server, is 30 minutes. And the HTTP protocol is actually a stateless protocol, so there is no facility for storing the information about a session so that that information can be made available to the subsequent session. Because there are number of different reasons that this kind of information is very much useful for the server, because the server, it helps the server of connecting a request made during a session to the other requests made by the same client during that session, as well as to the requests made during previous and subsequent sessions. And one of the most common needs of this kind of session information is to implement the shopping carts of websites. So we know that while dealing with e-commerce services, it allows a number of customers to simultaneously log into the e-commerce site, and at any time any customer can add and delete items from the cart. So there is a need for identify that user's cart. So the user's shopping cart is identified by a session identifier that could be implemented as a cookie. So cookies can be used to identify each of the customer visiting that particular site. So besides identifying that customer, another usefulness of keeping this cookie is that it creates profiles of visitors by remembering which part of the site this visitor has perused by during that session. So this is known as personalization. So by making use of this information later on, this can use such profiles to target advertising. And the server can recognize a request made by a client who has made an earlier request from the same site. So it is possible to present a customized interface to that client also. So all these situations requires that information about the clients to be accumulated and stored. And storing such session information is increasingly important. So cookies provide a general approach for storing information about a session on the browser system itself. And the server is given with this information when the browser makes subsequent requests for the resources from the server. And some of the uses of the cookie require them to be stored after the session in which they were created ends. So a cookie is a small object of information that includes a name and a textual value, and it is created by some software system on the server. And we know that HTTP communication between browser and server includes header, and header can be used to store information about the message, and this header part of the HTTP communication is used to store information about the cookies. So every request sent from browser to server and every response from server to browser can include one or more cookies. Okay. And at the time the cookie is created, it is assigned with a lifetime. So that is the time a cookie has existed reaches its associated lifetime, that cookie is deleted from the browser's host machine. And every browser request includes all the cookies its host machine store that are associated with that particular web server to which the request is directed. Then the server that created a cookie can receive that cookie from the server. So a particular cookie information that is exchanged exclusively between a specific browser and a specific server. So for a particular cookie, there is a specific browser and a specific server. So because cookies are used to record browser activities, so it is a major privacy concern. And so the browsers are, because of this privacy concerns, the browsers are allowed to refuse to accept the cookies from servers. So we can configure in such a way that it can refuse to accept the cookies. Sometimes the cookies can also be deleted by the browser user. So because of these reasons, it is said that it is a drawback of using cookies because they are useless when clients rejects them. So what is the support of PHP for cookies? So a cookie is set in PHP with the set cookie function. Now let's see the parameters of set cookie function. The first parameter is, which is mandatory, that is cookie's name. It is a string. Second is the new value for the cookie. It is also a string. But if the value is absent, set cookie undefines that cookie. The third parameter is the expiration time. It is in seconds for the cookie. It is given as an integer. And default value for the expiration time is 0. That means the cookie is destroyed at the end of the current session. So when it is specified, the expiration time is often given as an integer or it is a number of seconds in the Unix epoch, which began actually on January 1st, 1970. So the time function returns the current time in seconds. So the expiration time is given as the sum of this value returned by this time function plus some number. Now let's see the instruction. So function set cookie with parameters cookie name, cookie value and the expiration time. You can see that it's a time function call plus some integer value. So the meaning of this is that this call creates a cookie named voted, whose value is true and whose lifetime is only 1 day. That is 86,400 is the number of seconds in a day. And set cookie has 3 more optional parameters also. And the most important thing to remember here is that creating a cookie or setting a cookie to new value must be done before any other XHTML is created by the PHP document. Why? Because we know that cookies are stored in the HTTP header of the document, and HTTP header is sent before the body of the document is sent. So the server sends the header when it receives the first character of the body of the document. So if you create a cookie or change the value of the cookie after even a single character of the document body has been generated, then the cookie operation will not be successful. So the cookie or the new value will not be sent to the browser. So if you want to set new value to the cookie or if you want to create a cookie, you have to do it before the first character of the body of the document has been created. So the other cookie operation is getting the cookies and their values from the subsequent browser operations. So how is it possible? Because in PHP, cookie values are treated as same as their form values, and so here we have an implicit array called $_ cookies. So it keeps all the cookies that arrives with a request, whose names, that is cookie names, are used as keys and the cookie values as values. And PHP script can test whether a cookie has come or not by using the isSetPredicate function. And the important thing here is that cookies cannot be depended upon, because users are allowed to or the browsers are allowed to reject the cookies, and most of the browsers have limit on the number of cookies that can be accepted from a particular server site. That's all.